Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are meeting for their first presidential debate. This might be the biggest showdown that Philadelphia has had since the Rocky movies. The stakes are high with both candidates in a tight race. What this really means is that Harris wants to show that she can do the job of the presidency and define herself, whereas Trump wants to define her and remind voters of why they put him in the White House in the first place. What are the candidates hoping to accomplish? Well, Harris sees a chance to not only lay out her policies, but a chance to rattle Trump, and in doing so, present herself as being more worthy of the office. Trump wants to portray Harris as too liberal to enjoy a broad coalition. We've seen a willingness by him to attack her frequently. Now, adding additional tension to this moment is that in recent events, Trump has shown a tendency to meander, and one of the open questions is whether he can stay focused on Harris or whether he's going to go into an array of personal and other issues. The flip side of that is whether Harris, a former prosecutor, can bring the kind of tenacities that she's shown in the courtroom onto the debate stage. Her options are limited. She at one point wanted the microphones to be hot so that she could interrupt and challenge Trump. But that's not happening in this case. The microphones will be muted when the other person is speaking. That means she has to make her points in succinct 2-minute bursts. What matters in this debate isn't only going to be what the candidates say, but how they say it and how they look. Harris wants to bring that sense of joy into her campaign, and how does she stay the happy warrior even as she criticizes Trump? How does she deal with the historic nature of her candidacy, in which she could be the first woman to be president? The flip side of that is Trump is very comfortable on television. He's made a career on it with shows like The Apprentice, but he's also now the older candidate. He's also someone who hasn't necessarily faced these kinds of challenges recently by usually engaging with friendly media. In this case, he's going to face the kinds of questions that he has not faced during the campaign so far.
We are the heirs to the greatest democracy in the history of the world.
But he endorsed Kamala. I have a feeling, I don't know. I don't know exactly what to say about that. I don't know if I'm insulted or he did me a favor.
This is definitely one of the more consequential debates in recent history, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that the race is just so close that any movement of the needle could have a profound impact on the election. And the other one is the simple fact that a lot of Americans still don't know who Kamala Harris is. They want to know about the issues that are important to her, where she stands. There's been some criticism of her from Trump and the Republicans that sometimes she's embraced far left progressive positions and then has tried to tack back to the center. So that's one area where people are going to be looking. But the other one is just simply, how does she handle herself on stage? What's her comportment? What measure of strength does she show? Does she push back at Trump when he comes at her? There's some thinking that Trump has more to lose than to gain from this, and largely because his own behavior is always such a lightning rod. You know, he's going to have to act a lot like he acted in the June debate with Joe Biden, which was he was For Trump, he was fairly disciplined. He was sort of composed. He let Biden speak, and in doing so, he sort of let Biden, for want of a better word, hang himself with a poor debate performance. So I expect Trump he'll be a little more rambunctious this time around, for that small universe of voters who are still thinking maybe Trump. They want to see if he can act presidential. And, that's going to be the test for him.